Welcome back to our channel, fellow Port Charles addicts. Today is Tuesday, and it is an absolutely beautiful day to dive headfirst into the chaotic, messy, and totally addictive world of our favorite soap. Grab your biggest mug of coffee, settle in, and let's get into the madness. Oh my god. I literally just finished watching the Tuesday, July 7 episode, and my hands are still shaking on the keyboard. I am typing this up late at night because I am overflowing with opinions, and I cannot go to sleep until I get this out of my system. I can't even process everything that just happened because my brain is going in a million different directions. We need to talk about this right now, because this episode gave us everything we have been begging for. From Sunny being an absolute comedian in the middle of a crisis, to Lulu going scorched earth on her own daughter, the writers are finally feeding us. And don't even get me started on Carly and this new WSB guy. I mean, what are they even doing there? Let's start with the funniest thing I have seen on this show in literal years. I am sorry, but Sunny asking Ethan what the hell he let Ava do to him had me cackling loud enough to wake up my entire neighborhood. I mean, picture this. Ethan gets shot in the literal nether regions by Jen Sidwell. Yes, the behind. And Ava Jerome, former mob boss, art gallery queen, and absolute diva who probably hasn't touched the first aid kit in her life, is the one doing the emergency bandaging. I can just picture Ava wrapping him up with some priceless silk scarf while rolling her eyes. Sunny walking into the hospital and hitting Ethan with that dry, deadpan mob boss humor is the exact reason I have loved Sunny since the 90s. What the hell did you let Ava do to you? I am deceased. It's difficult to say whether Sunny is asking about Ava's terrible repair job or if he genuinely thinks Ava caused the injury herself, because let's be real, Ava shooting someone in the butt is completely on brand for her. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's really look at Ethan for a second. The guy is a complete and utter mess right now. He is carrying this massive, explosive secret about baby Phoebe. He's been breaking into police evidence rooms, he's faking DNA tests, and now he's walking around with a bandage behind because he couldn't dodge Sidwell's bullet. And Ava knows his secret. Do we really think Ava is just bandaging him up and taking him to the hospital out of the goodness of her heart? Nope. Ava is collecting leverage. She is going to hold this repair job and his delirious paternity confession over his head until the end of time. I kinda love them together in this twisted, flirtatious blackmail dynamic, but Ethan is so in over his head it's not even funny. He thought he could just waltz into Port Charles and run a con, but Ava is going to eat him alive. Okay, moving on to the absolute drama. Lulu is on the warpath, and I am here for it. I have been watching this show for years, and we all know Lulu has been through the ringer, but seeing her finally snap is so incredibly satisfying. She sat down with Charlotte for just a few minutes and immediately sniffed out the lies. You and I are not finished. Let's go. Yes, Lulu. Put your foot down. Charlotte has been keeping secrets for almost a year. And not just any secrets. She knew Valentin was hiding in Carly's attic. I can't believe they actually went there. Can we talk about the history here? Lulu and Valentin's custody battles over Charlotte were legendary. Valentin has manipulated, schemed, and gaslit his way through this family for years. And now Lulu wakes up to find out that her own cousin Carly has been enabling Valentin, harboring a WSB fugitive, and turning Charlotte into a little secret agent? I would be livid too. I know some people are loving Charlotte's rebellious phase, but personally, I think she needs a massive reality check. Lulu dragging the truth out of her is exactly what needed to happen. Carly better watch her back because Lulu is coming for her, and honestly, Carly deserves it this time. You don't mess with another woman's kid, especially when that kid is a Cassidine who already has enough trauma to fill a textbook. And speaking of kids needing reality checks, what on earth is happening with Danny and Rocco? This dynamic is getting so toxic, and I am genuinely stressed just watching it. Danny getting in Rocco's face and daring him to be a hero again? You're such a hero B1 again. I mean, ouch. Danny is acting so much like early 2000s Jason right now, all edge and anger and pushing people away. But he is completely ignoring the trauma Rocco is going through. Rocco shot Ross Cullum to save Jason, and Jason took the fall for him. That is a massive, crushing burden for a teenager to carry. Rocco feels anything but heroic. He is drowning in guilt and fear. He saved Jason and Britt, but at what cost? His dad Dante is a cop, his mom is freaking out, and now his cousin, best friend, is practically bullying him into acting tough. I am genuinely worried about Rocco having a falling out with Danny and Charlotte. The spoilers say he won't be alone for long, but who is he going to turn to? Gio? Someone new? I just want to reach through the screen and give Rocco a hug. He didn't ask for this mob and WSB legacy, but he is paying the price for it. Danny needs to back off and realize that not everyone is wired to be a stone-cold enforcer like Jason. Rocco has Falconeri blood, he has a conscience, and this whole situation is tearing him apart. Now, the moment I have been waiting for. The Britch is back. I literally screamed at my TV. Britt Westbourne behind bars, throwing a towel at an unwelcome visitor and yelling at them to leave her alone. This is the Britt we know and love. She is fiery, she is furious, and she is not taking anyone's garbage. The spoilers say she might plead with Dante, but let's be real, she is probably going to tear him a new one first. If Dante is the one standing on the other side of those bars, he better be wearing body armor because Britt is going to unleash hell. Because let's talk about Dante's twisted logic for a second. He had Britt arrested for kidnapping in Tortola right before she was about to inject Cullum's poison. Yes, it accidentally saved her life, but Dante didn't know about the poison. He just wanted her locked up to keep her safe from Cullum. I'm sorry, but since when is the PCPD or the WSB lockup safe? Cullum has agents everywhere. He literally runs the agency. Putting Britt in the system just paints a giant target on her back. Britt has every right to be throwing things and screaming. But I swear, if she tries to use honey instead of vinegar on Dante, it might actually work. She's gonna catch more flies with kindness. And Dante is already feeling guilty. They have this weird understanding, and Dante knows he messed up by putting her in the system, even if his intentions were good. I just need Britt out of that cell and back at GH where she belongs. Okay, back to the hospital. Jocelyn Jax is lying in a hospital bed with severe gunshot wounds. And what is she doing? Resting? Recovering? No. She is wheeling and dealing like a seasoned mob boss. She struck a deal with Z to get Jason and Valentine released from WSB custody. I can't believe they actually did that. Jocelyn is literally doing what Sunny and Carly have been trying to do for months. She took down Cullum, she survived the shootout at Windermere, and now she's pulling the strings of international intelligence from a hospital bed. And then she asks for a favor. I need you to do something for me. Who is she talking to? The spoilers mention her ex-boyfriend, Agent Vaughn, who Jack Brennan reassigned. Vaughn is in town following up on Ross Cullum's death. Is he the one in her room? I am so intrigued by this. Jocelyn has this whole secret WSB life now, and Vaughn being back in the picture just complicates everything. I know she has a lot of history, but seeing her interact with Vaughn while she's playing this high-stakes spy game is wild. Is she using him? Is she asking him to cover her tracks? Whatever it is, Jocelyn is playing 4D chess right now. I have to admit, I used to get so annoyed with Jocelyn. Remember when they tried to make her this perfect, innocent college student who just complained about everyone else's life choices? Yeah, didn't work then either. But this new Jocelyn, the one who fights WSB agents, gets shot, and then negotiates the release of international fugitives, I am obsessed. She is finally owning her Spencer and Jack's DNA. She is ruthless, she is smart, and she is fearless. But of course, there is one person who absolutely hates this new Jocelyn. Carly. Oh my god. Carly, at the WSB office, is a masterclass in secondhand embarrassment. She is pestering Z, the literal head of a global intelligence agency, demanding he release her daughter. Carly, honey, Jocelyn doesn't want to be released. Jocelyn is thriving. But Carly is doing what Carly always does, smothering her kids, bulldozing boundaries, and trying to control their lives. She did it with Michael for years, and now she's doing it with Joss. Carly just cannot accept that her children might actually want to live dangerous lives. But the absolute craziest part of this scene, Carly accusing Z of hitting on her, and Z just looking at her with that smug face and asking, "Is it working?" I choked on my drink. What is happening? Are the writers seriously testing the waters for a Carly and Z romance? I am so conflicted. On one hand, John Oliver as Z is hilarious, and I love his energy. He brings this weird, quirky, dangerous charm to the show. On the other hand, Carly literally just said a tearful goodbye to Valentine. She's still tangled up with Sunny's drama, and Jack Brennan is hovering around turning woods. How many men does Carly need in her orbit right now? But you know what? I kind of love Z putting Carly in her place with charm. Carly is used to screaming and getting her way, and Z is just completely unbothered. He sees Jocelyn's potential. He knows Jocelyn took down Cullum, and he wants her in the WSB. He is not going to let an angry helicopter mom stop him from recruiting a top-tier asset. And honestly, Carly needs to back off and look at the reality of the situation. Jocelyn is keeping this massive secret from Carly that she actually wants to stay in the WSB. This is going to drive a massive, unfixable wedge between them. Jocelyn is not a little girl anymore, and she desperately wishes Carly would stop treating her like one. This mother-daughter conflict is going to be the storyline of the summer. I can feel it in my bones. Carly is going to lose her mind when she realizes Jocelyn chose the spy life over the safe life in Port Charles. I mean, Carly spent her whole life running the mob and playing with fire. Why is she so shocked that her daughter wants to do the same thing? The hypocrisy is real, folks. When you look at this entire episode, it is just setting up so much explosive material for the rest of the month. We have Lulu ready to go to war with Carly over Charlotte and Valentine, which is going to be a bloodbath. We have the teenagers imploding, with Danny pushing Rocco to the edge of a breakdown. We have Britt fighting for her life and her freedom behind bars, proving why she is the ultimate survivor. We have Ethan and Ava playing a dangerous game of medical blackmail. And we have Jocelyn stepping into her own power while Carly flirts with the enemy in a high-security office. I am going to be thinking about this episode all night. I need to know if Ethan is going to survive Ava's help, if Rocco is going to snap and do something crazy, and if Z is actually going to succeed in recruiting Joss. I know some people are complaining about the pacing lately, but personally, I think this July sweeps period is delivering on every single front. The writers are finally letting these characters off the leash, and I am eating it up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I need to vent about this with people who actually get it. Are you Team Lulu or Team Carly? Do you think Jocelyn should join the WSB? And seriously, what is going on with Z and Carly? Sound off below.